So here there is a hidden sketch because I started this sketch during lunch, but just waiting for my burger, but didn't have time to finish. It was a man under bridge. It was fun to see that even inside the restaurant, the building, they have bridges too. As the sketch was really just a start, and I knew that I wouldn't have time to finish. I hid it with this sketch, but it's here, so it's a great addition to the sketchbook. And so for the afternoon, I attended the workshop of LK Bing. I really liked his style when I discovered it when choosing for my workshop. I was really curious to know how he painted, because he really has a style of a watercolor master, And we discovered during the workshop that yes, he painted, but first he was sketching with a water-soluble marker. And when the marker dissolves with the water, some lovely blue and purple and pink shades appear, so it gives a really great mood to the sketches. We try, like him, to sketch first with the marker, staying really loose with our line, knowing that some of them would dissolve later with the water added. And then we add some watercolor to dissolve the sketch and get the mood. And it was a lot of rain on our sketches. We were hiding, sheltering under the arches of Manchester School of Art. But it was a really, really small place, and the rain was coming for us. But it was really great to see LK sketch and paint. Really impressive. He didn't talk a lot in English, but seeing him paint was a really great experience, really interesting. So I made a lot of quick sketches during the workshop. This is a card of LK. Sometimes adding some waterproof ink on the top of the marker and watercolor sketch. There are a lot of great fun effects created by the rain here and there. This sketch almost totally disappeared, but I really liked all these melted colors and the turquoise here and the transparent red oxide there. So it was really fun to do. I kept sketching with this technique using the water-soluble marker, then some watercolors, and then some waterproof ink too. And this is the last one I made during the workshop. It's a School of Art. I think this one is a bit muddy, the colors maybe a bit dirty. So I wish I would have made a better sketches of this building, because it was really interesting, really Harry Potter style, you know. But maybe on the arch paper, the markers didn't have the same reactions than on the other paper, on the cardboard. In fact, the paper you use has a role to play with the tool you use. So maybe this paper was not so good as the other one for the sketches. So in fact, my sketchbook is not really in a chronological order. Yes, because as I sketch on one type of paper and one other, but for me it doesn't matter. There is a whole symposium in it, so it's okay. So let's browse the toned paper now. There is a lovely words from my friend Deborah. We met at the symposium, and it was a really great meeting. So this is a really quick, simple sketches I did with ink, my waterproof ink in a few nib fountain pen and white acrylic marker. It was the first reception in the morning with Omar talking to us. And I don't know if you can see this grease spot on the page. I think it's a fish and chips grease, so really great memory from England too. I made some piece of skies cards, so as I decided to paste all the cards of the sketchers on my sketchbook, I decided to paste mine too. It was great to share the cards with the sketchers and so on. On one evening, I sketched Patricia. I tried to make a portrait from her. I am pretty happy with it. I think it was maybe the likeness was not so bad, and the portrait people is difficult for me, so I am happy with it. For Nina, it was more difficult. I think the portrait is not so good, especially the mouth. But I was so happy to meet Nina, because she's such a sweet person, and we spent a really great time together. And I think the milk pot it was easier to sketch than Nina. She was moving a lot, wondering about her sketch, if she should have add some changes, some colors. So not moving, that makes a difference. So these are pencil sketches, and I did a lot of acrylic marker sketches too. These are Posca acrylic markers of different sizes, and they are really great, really interesting to sketch on this kind of paper. Sometimes I had some problem to make them work, so you have to shake it a lot above, but the result can be great. And I went through this passage almost at least 2 or 3 or 4 times a day, so it was a great memory to make a quick sketch with all the graffitis, and it was really fun to sketch. So with my going back, I want to sketch this passageway, a bit creepy at first, but it was colorful and maybe nice. So I had fun to sketch that on my toned paper and doing some crazy graffiti, yeah.
I love how you got that.
Yes, with my marker I try to have this variegated effect. That's the first time I do that, but I saw that on internet. I think it was a good try, so, and it's a good graffiti style, it suits this very well. And then on my way back I also sketched Snow White in Manchester, walking up there, so it was so funny. And this was on Sunday, not chronological. So, and there was a Comic Con at the end of the week, and Manchester was full of amazing creatures and famous characters. You know, it was really fun. So I met Blanche-Neige, Snow White, and I was thinking it could be great to make this quick sketch of Snow White in Manchester with a brick building out there. And fortunately, the card of She-Ho is just perfect with Mickey Mouse to go with Snow White. So great memory from the place too. I had a bit of fun with my coins, and this bee is a symbol of Manchester because of the industrial past. It was like a hive with all this activity and people working and so on. So that's why the bee it's a symbol of Manchester. So I wanted to sketch it in my sketchbook, and once again this lovely card from Luz, really great to have my bugs together. This is a sketch I made on red paper. I was thinking that this red paper could be really interesting to use to enhance the bricks of the building. This is the Deansgate station, and so I tried to add some people in the sketch to use the signs and to create a sort of lively sketch. Only with just a few marks, not big shapes, big coloring, but just a few touches to evoke the place. So as I had sometimes some free pages, I pasted some things in it and a memory. This is the library, great place too. It's a white building, but I was thinking that sketching it on toned paper would give me the occasion to really highlight the parts of the building that was in the sun. So I sketched using white all the part of the building which were in the sunlight. So it gives a lot of depth for the building, and I really tried hard to add people on the sketch too.
I love how you framed it.
Yes, thank you. And I made the lettering waiting for you. And there was some crazy Comic Con personage. Yes, he has a shield, you know, this one. And maybe some lady from I don't know which movie or comics sometimes. By the way, my fountain pen was leaking, so that's why there are some ink spots. So here it is for the toned paper part. I didn't use it much, but I was happy to have it during the symposium. So on this arch watercolor paper, I sketched especially this tea. A pot of tea. I had to sketch it in England, of course, and I love drinking tea. So here it is. I was really happy with it because I used negative painting to make the subject pop, but I choose this setting with overlapping of the subject, and it was a really difficult one, so I was thinking it would be a mess. It could be a mess, and finally I think the shapes are rather good, so I was happy and surprised by the outcome, you know. And the granulations are really great. I could have added some more darks, you know, in the subject, but I was thinking that the soft approach was good too, so I decided to let it that way, and I like it that way. And I was thinking that the colors of Christina cards could be a good addition to the page. These are some sketches from a by night session I made with some of my friends. I think most of them never sketched by night, so I was happy to push them in this adventure, and it was really great. So I chose this narrow alley, and I wanted to give a night effect, a night atmosphere, letting white, using white, you know, the white of the page from the window, which will lighten, and then using a lot of warm color to evoke the light, you know, by night. And there are some cool places, shut down window, the back of the alley, and the night sky to balance the warm colors. And I managed to have a little character in it, so I was happy with it. The page is a bit full, you know, a bit tight. Sometimes it's difficult for me to reduce the view, to let it some room, and not to have this packed effect. And then I made this quick sketch of a bus, an English bus by night. So great evening together, sketching together. This is another early morning sketch with Suita, Liz, Mark. We were at the Oxford Road intersection and trying to sketch this complicated building. Mine ended up with some of, you know, a bit maybe childish color. I think it looked like a bit of a princess castle or something, but I was really happy with it because I was thinking it's a complicated building, and finally the result is not bad. I was able to see some variation in the colors of the bricks, so I tried to show that in the sketch. That's why I use a bit of pink for some reddish bricks, and some orange color for the more orange brick. It was interesting to me to try to you know, to show some subtlety, some shades in the use of the building. And I was thinking it was fun that the scaffolding had the same color as other things, the building. Maybe it was on purpose. So he was my sketch of the Palace Hotel in the morning. So thank you for watching this series of video, and see you for the next video.